Are you able to see me or hear me?
I Vijay, I'm unable to see your video,
Or is
but I
it?
can hear
Okay.
you.
So I think, unfortunately, today is one of those days when nothing seems to work. So I would let you do the talking. Maybe I can ask questions, and I don't want to keep the viewers waiting. So let them not see me. Unfortunately, that seems to be the order of the day. Unfortunately, so if you don't mind, I think if you don't mind, I will start getting this show going, and
Yeah,
you can actually answer, talk as this goes on. Is that okay?
yeah, sure,
So
Vijay. Please start.
there's obviously the Fast&Up Insta Live that we do. The last 3 months we have been doing with multiple sports people, sports persons across the country in multiple sports. And today we have Vanitha VR, who is very gutsy, strong cricketer, I would say, who has excelled for a long, long time. She plays for Karnataka, has played for India in the past. Uh, is a regular person who works pretty much out, very focused, very disciplined. So happy to have you, Vanitha, on this live. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Vijay. I'm sorry for keeping you waited because I know at the very beginning of the lockdown only we were supposed to do one. Probably things didn't fall in place, and now I'm happy that actually we're getting an opportunity to discuss and exchange a lot of things. It'll be a great
Yeah.
insight for both of us.
Thank you, Vanitha. Unfortunately, we are having issues. So if somebody is not able to see the Fast&Up side, I'm Vijay talking on behalf of Fast&Up. So we will keep the focus on Vanitha today because she is the person who we are focusing on. Uh, so Vanitha, let us also understand what you have been doing in the last 3 months. Have you been working out?
Um,
Have you been hitting the balls out of the park?
Vijay, honestly, I was so fortunate. I got to hit some balls last week. RXL was operating the academy before we shut it down. I was so fortunate, but otherwise, I've been training. I've been training quite rigorously. In fact, you'll be surprised if I say that I'm actually training 3 sessions in a day. It's not a long, lengthy session, but I've split my sessions in such a manner that I'm getting to train in like in sessions where not exceeding more than 50 or 60 minutes. So that is keeping me going because the idea behind this concept was just that when we start playing matches, there should not be any sort of a dislink from what I'm doing. So we thought, okay, it'll be a great idea if you could train thrice in a day. So I'm keeping myself occupied throughout the day.
No, fantastic. I actually follow you on Insta and amazing workouts. I mean, something which I think everyone would aspire to do.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I have a great set of SNCs and the team which designs for me particularly. This Invictus Performance Lab which we have in Bangalore. Next time, probably when you come down to Bangalore, you can actually have a look at it. They're fabulous. I mean, in terms of everything, the way they program, very personalized program. So that is keeping me going. It's not boring. It's not getting monotonous. Usually, what happens is after a point you get monotonous and you really want to take a break. And if you ask me, from last 4 months, I've not really taken a break. Because the kind of programs which has been made for me, I'm making sure that I don't even skip a day. Also, all I get is a Sunday day off. And there's a lot of things that we can actually work on. I thought, okay, initially, what is there to work on? A few things is what you can work on in this lockdown. But I think with the proper planning and program, there's a lot that you can do. And that's what I've realized in the last 3-4 months. With the very limited resources, I was able to actually keep going, which is a nice thing.
Fantastic. I see a lot of viewers logging in, requesting you to speak in Kannada, which we will come to later, definitely. But going back, Vanitha, into history, I know you. I think you played for the Karnataka team at the age of 15 or 16, I believe.
No,
But
13 Vijay. 12,
13.
13 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's so strong.
Senior team was 13 years and junior team was 12 years.
Wow. So, Vanitha, I would want to go back in history and ask you how you picked up the bat and how you started cricket.
I think it is the same story most of the cricketers have, right? It's because of dad or father, father or brother. But yeah, well, it happens to be the same with me as well. I'm so fortunate that I had a bunch of people at home who were quite enthusiastic about cricket. And I mean, honestly, I didn't have any idea about cricket, and I didn't even know that there's something called women's cricket until I happened to see one day on television. I was wondering, okay, what are they even doing? What are they even playing? Why are they even playing? There's nowhere. I myself was being, very, very critical about what the other women were doing, but I didn't know that I would end up taking the sport. And I'm so fortunate that I have such an amazing family who backs me throughout. It was my dad actually who happened to take me to an academy, Irfan Said's Academy, KIOC, and I was so
Mm.
fortunate that I happened to fall in love with the game. Honestly speaking, very very beginning, I was like, okay, hard cricket ball. I was not really sure if I would really want to take up, but once I started hitting those balls, out of the park, I think right from childhood it is there in me to hit the ball out of the park, I feel. So yeah, that sort of got me driving. Like, okay, I need to go on. I need
So
to,
how old were you, Vanitha, then?
sorry.
How old were you when you started off?
Uh, I started 11 years, Vijay. 12th
Mm-hmm.
year, I was playing first under 16. And if you ask me, a 13-year-old, I started hitting sixes. I don't know how. And those straight sixes I used to hit back then. And, that sort of gave me a lot of thrill. Like, okay, maybe I can go on. And I mean, I initially played the sport for a lot of fun. And even now I do it because there's no fun, there's no point with it playing.
No, fantastic. I think I've seen some of your videos where some of those lofted uh, sixes out of the park over the long on or long off. It gives a lot of insight into the way you would probably be hitting.
Yeah.
So that's great. So Vanitha, you said you got into the Karnataka team quite early.
Yeah.
That's not many people get those breaks, right? And for a team like Karnataka, which at least is known for cricket, right? Uh, and then, how was the journey? I mean, when you got in, you were probably a kid at that point of time. So, was it an easy journey in your teens playing cricket for the state?
Uh, Definitely not, Vijay, because we had a generation of people. There's different age group which we were playing. I mean, when I made my debut, I played under Mamta Maban, who's
Sure.
currently our state coach. So there was a huge difference I felt, because being quite young in the team, you always feel you're left out. Though there are seniors who come and actually make you feel comfortable, but there's always that generation where you feel, okay, you're not being with that lot of people that you would want to be with. And that's why I always struggled at my initial stage of my career in the senior team, especially Karnataka team. I struggled a lot, though I was though I never expressed it. But over a period, I got along with people. I mean, I got along saying, okay, fine, maybe I'm able to do it, maybe I can do it. And as and that sort of pushed me to speed up with a lot of my thought process as well, that okay, I cannot be that 13-year-old and expect people to come down to my level. So that is where I pushed myself to their level of thought process, their level of thinking, and all how they go about. So that helped me mature very early in my career, Vijay.
And that's good to hear. So people who are wondering why I'm hidden, one, maybe nobody would want to see me today because Vanitha is talking. But beyond that, we have had some problems with the camera, and I think it's a great idea not to be seen, just to be asking questions to someone. Puts less pressure on you. But somebody was actually, in fact, wishing you on your upcoming birthday. So happy birthday to Vanitha in advance from
Thank
some
you.
of your
Thank
fans
you
out
so
there.
much. It's actually a birthday week. So turning a year older, hopefully I'll become much more wiser.
Right,
So
right.
thank you guys. Thank you. I see a lot of them asking me to talk in Kannada.
You can go ahead
I
if you
will. I
want
will
right now.
definitely. No, I will definitely. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಈ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ನೋ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಒಂಥರ ಕಷ್ಟವಾದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸ್ಟೇ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಎಲ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀರೋ ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ. there's a lot of thing that you can do. ಸೊ ಬೇಗನೆ ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಾನು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Fantastic. I can see your comments. So once both of us can see if there are any relevant questions, we'll obviously take it up. Having said that, Vanitha, I think you got on to the state team somewhere in 2006 or so. Would that be correct, or earlier than that? Right? Uh,
No, Vijay, 2004. That's what, like I said,
2004.
seniors.
2004.
Yeah,
Correct.
2004.
Four.
2004 is where
Yeah.
I was in the team.
Yeah. And
And
your India
that's
break.
the tour. No,
Sorry,
that's
go
the
ahead.
tour. I didn't get to play in that tour 11, but back then when it was WCI, we had this exhibition match where we get to play with all over. So they make like a team, and I was
Mm.
fortunate that from my team, our team also management decided, okay, they'll send me so that I could get some exposure and get to play along with some of the senior cricketers all over the India.
Yeah.
So that is the first time, I saw Mitali Raj. I was like, wow, I've heard a lot about her. That's the first tour that I actually met her in person. And I was like this fangirl moment, jumping. And I still remember I kept irritating my teammates to actually take me and, make me talk to her. I still remember the tour. And that tour is something which is very special to me, Vijay, because was so fortunate that we reached finals. That tour was so fortunate, and I must tell that I'm so lucky. I'm blessed that I was able to do the same thing last season. Unfortunately, we lost by 6 runs margin.
Yeah.
Sorry, not even 4 runs. I think finals. I mean, that is something which I could relive and relate myself a lot, because as a junior, when I walked into the team, I saw my team going to finals, and when I did the same thing last season, like taking my team to finals, was something which I will cherish, because there's a lot of things that I can take, because I but end of the day, if you ask me, I've seen myself growing as a cricketer, as an athlete. So that is
Uh,
something which I will cherish, Vijay, if you ask me.
Fantastic. Uh, One quick question which comes to my mind is that you made your Karnataka debut in 2004 or so. Uh, and your India break came around, was it 2014?
Yeah, 2014 Jan was the
Yeah.
time I made
So,
my debut.
so as a youngster, waiting for 10 years to play for India would not have been easy, right? And you yourself said you love hitting the balls out of the park. So the more aggressive, want things to happen quickly. The 10 years is a bit of a wait, right? So what was going through your mind? I mean, did you expect that it'll take so long?
Um, Vijay, after a point, I'd given up. Let me be very honest, because if I lie saying that, okay, no, I didn't give up, it is injustice that I'm doing to myself also. I'd given up. I said, okay, I had enough. It's time I quit, because that is the reason why, I had a backup plan of, law. I mean, I joined law. I don't know, not many people would know this, that I've actually, I've actually done my law. It's just that I could not finish all my subjects. There's 6 subjects, which is actually not six, sorry, 9 subjects, which is left, which I didn't give. So that was a backup plan I had in my mind. Actually, if I don't make it to the Indian team, I would take up, I would rather be a lawyer back then. That was the whole idea I had, Vijay. And final year of the college is the time where I decided, okay, enough. I can't do both the things together. Either I either I play cricket or study law. So I sat down with my parents. I said, just give me a year time. That is a final year. I said, okay. I thought I might not have any backlog also if I actually you know stop going to college. Also, I actually stopped going to college, Vijay. I said, okay, I have to make a choice, and the choice is this, that I take up cricket seriously. I give all that I have in me. I just went all out. I just went all out this season. I said, okay, nothing doing, no backing out. I'm going to go all out. And that's what I did, Vijay. I was so fortunate that, that season I made my debut.
Awesome. I mean, I think it would have been a marvelous story. Somebody mentioned that talking about law, you studied in TMR Law School and I believe in MS Ramaya College also. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So
that's right.
anybody who has studied there and who are watching would be proud to have one of your alumni having played cricket for the country, and that's a fantastic story. Vanitha, were you also a good lawyer, or are you also a good lawyer? Do you argue a lot? I think I can see Tanya Bhatia also around. One of your teammates, people who you know. Do you argue a lot with your teammates?
I do, Vijay. I really do, because I'm someone who's never been quiet, who will never be quiet. I think I argue on a lot of things. There are times where when I'm at fault, I make sure I argue and I win. I win a lot of things. So it's like, to win, I think I'll go to any extent. It's like that, I feel, with me. So yeah, I do that. So
So
I do quite a lot. I think looking at this straight only, I think my parents wanted me to take up law because they thought, okay, I might, pretty much go on to, to go and argue and and be that naughty kid which I am. So probably
I'm
that is why my parents wanted me to take up law, Vijay.
Yeah, I'm sure other lawyers are happy that you didn't pursue law. But you still can as it goes along. Uh, once you're done with cricket, maybe at some point in time down the line.
That's
Uh,
true. That's true.
so, Vanitha, you did have a stint with the Indian team. I mean, I wanted to talk to you about 2 points here. One is that you play for Karnataka, right? And you have been playing for Karnataka for quite a long time. I mean, last year you really did very well. Uh, but of course, the fact of the matter is, most of the players when it comes to the Indian team, the who's who, you talked about Mithali, you talked about others, right? They all play for Railways. So was it a conscious choice for you not to probably be on the other side? And did that matter at all when you during your journey?
Uh, I like I said, I was fortunate that even before I walked into the team, I was friends with Julian and Mitali. So that sort of helped me ease down when I walked into the team. I didn't have a pressure of actually, oh, there are like legends, in the team. So that didn't make me feel like, put me in that awkward situation, Vijay. When I walked in, it was like, okay, I felt like, okay, just another senior tour that I'm playing, because the people who was in the team back then, we all have played a lot of cricket together. And that was a batch actually which was sort of getting in. It was like, there was a transition phase also happening in the Indian team then. It started from 2012. There were a lot of youngsters also walking in. So all of them were like, from my batch. All of us started from our
Right.
batch. So it was easy for me in terms of actually walking into the team. I never felt anything. I never felt any sort of a pressure. Okay, fine. This is a team that the legends are there. No, they didn't make me feel. And honestly speaking, I clearly remember my debut match. I got off for zero. So Mitali was batting at the other end, and it was so sweet of her. She came to the dressing room and she said, I felt really bad the way you got out. I wish I could have hugged you there. And that is something, that's how they made me feel, seniors in the team,
Wow.
even Julian for that matter, like every time I walk in, she gives me that pep talk, she knows how it works with me. So she'll actually do some trash talk also, to get the
Yeah.
best out of me. She does that. So she knows, how the seniors know how to handle. And that's how, I think I've had a very nice equation with both the seniors. There's never been any sort of a thing, okay, they've made me feel like a junior. Not at all, Vijay. They've actually made me feel very comfortable.
So Vanitha, very interesting insights. Thanks for that. There's one question. Not many people see you with the specs normally when you work out, etc. So do you bat wearing spectacles, or have you ever
Uh,
batted with a specs on?
Specs, no, Vijay. It's something which I tried using lens. Sometimes I struggle with the lens also. It's
Uh,
not too much of a pro, but it's something where I've been advised to actually wear them regularly so that it helps me at least not from aggravating it pretty much ahead. So that is something which I've been advised. So yeah, this I don't wear specs while batting,
yeah.
because that I feel like it's an extra tool for me. So I prefer not having anything around my eye.
No. Thanks for that. So let's talk about the next part of your journey where you played for India. You did. I mean, you did whatever you had to do. Uh, but there has been a period after that where you had to go back to the domestic circuit, uh, really playing it out. I think you also had the injuries, and you had to come back, and I'm sure a lot of this had to really uh, uh, take a toll on your mind, and still playing. I think I remember when I talked to you, you always have that dream to get back to that blue jersey, right?
Yeah,
Uh, and I think, and in this conversation, you also said that you are always a fighter. You always want to win. So when I
yeah,
put that piece together with you not being there in the team and you wanting to get back, I can see that fire, right? So can you tell us the journey, how it has been the last 5 years, and how you are dealing with
Um,
it?
Vijay, when I walked into the team, also even before that, I was in a similar situation. But the only difference is that back then I was this youngster who was trying to wear um, India cap. That was my dream. Like every day in and out, I would just tell my parents that Amma, just allow me to play once. My dream is to just wear that cap once and just to know how it feels. Like many of us have this dream holiday destination, right? So that's
Right.
how I had. Like I just want to go there once and feel how it is. I just want to feel. I just want to feel those moments. Like how I could the moment that I want to cherish forever. That drove me when in my initial stage, Vijay, before my debut. That was something which kept me driving. And now, if you ask me, I always tell myself I'm version 2.0, because that is not what I have in my mind right now, because that is not the pressure I have in my mind right now.
Right.
Right now, until last year, if you ask me, I would have given you a different answer, Vijay, because over a period, even I'm also learning, how to deal with a lot of things. And for any human being, actually, rejection is the worst thing that you could actually handle, especially when you're doing well, especially when you know you deserve to be in the team.
Right.
That is something which is like worse to handle. And despite that, to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
and to wake up with the same zeal and to wake up with the same dream of actually wearing that India color is something which is very difficult. It
Right.
is not easy. It is not easy. And I'm not saying that, okay, I've not had my battle. I've had a lot of battle within, Vijay. That is where somewhere, I realize a lot of cricketers, when they walk up and say, this is what I want to do, I understand what they're trying to do, what they're
Mm.
trying to tell. I understand where they want to go. The same with me also, Vijay. Like every day, even if you ask me, I'm this early person. I wake up early. I do my routines in the morning. I do what I'm supposed to do. There are times where I go easy because I feel
Mm.
we just need a break. But otherwise, it's always the same dream that I have, Vijay. I just want to go back. I just want to wear those India colors, because every day I dream about it. Every day I dream about winning matches for the country. Every day I dream about going out and giving the best for my country. So that's the dream which actually drives me crazy, Vijay. I'm actually obsessed to get better. That's the mindset I have. It's the obsession which is actually driving me to the next level. People keep asking, why are you, most of them have been very, they've criticized, saying, okay, why are you working this hard? There's no point. but
Mm.
but all I
Mm.
tell them back is that I'm doing it for myself, my sake. Because when I get back, when I hit the bed,
Mm.
I need to go back with a lot of peace in my
Right.
mind, saying that, okay, I've worked hard, I've done my bit, I've trained, or I've practiced, I've given my best. So that's
Sure.
the mindset I've cultivated over the years, Vijay.
No, I think Vanitha, hearing you talk, we can understand the passion that you go through every day. I mean, you can't see me, but I'm really feeling a lot of pride talking to somebody like you. I think a lot of fans are really inspired by what you do, your dream, in fact. And in fact, this is a lesson for a lot of people in different walks of life who actually need to go back, train, and fight it out day after
Yeah,
day, right?
yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
and a lot of people are aware of it. I'm really hoping that you
Vijay, I would like to add this
go
also.
ahead.
It's not just sport that you can relate to. That is
Yeah.
where my family has played a big part. I mean, my dad, he's actually started right from nowhere, Vijay. He's just
Yeah.
started right from zero. And to be able to actually continue, and to persist and to work hard. I think he has taught me a lot of principle in this, Vijay, because that is how it has come from. I mean, it has come from my family. It has come from my dad. Every time we sit down and have a discussion, there are times where he relates his professional to my professional, and vice
Right.
versa. I tell him the difficulty that I face. That has sort of helped me to cope up with a lot of rejection in my career, Vijay. That is something which I would like to tell normal people, is that not necessary that you have to play sport to actually be able to have this mindset.
Correct.
And sport will over the period will help you get better in terms of becoming strong. But there are a lot of aspects that you can actually learn, uh, you know trying to have certain clarity in your mind that where you want to do and how you want to go about is something which will actually get you going, other than just being that person, waking up, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, should I not, being skeptical about things is not going to take us anywhere. Be very clear in what you want to do, and that is what I follow every day. If you ask me, I have a very clear plan. If you ask me what is the plan, what is the goal for the next 1 week, I will tell you, because that is how I've been programmed right now, and that is what keeps me going, Vijay.
I mean, I think new learnings for all of us listening to you today. I mean, very clear thought process, very passionate, hard fighter, loves to fight it out and win. So I would want to, I mean, I think it's interesting. So we are just going a little longer than usual. But I also want to ask you the role that KIOC has played in your shaping up as a cricketer. Would you want to spend a couple of minutes talking about Mr. Irfan Singh and the KIOC?
KIOC, I always call it as a temple for me, because like how I go there every day. I mean, I've spent a lot of time, day in and out, toiling and working hard and slogging it out. And Irfan sir has played major role in terms of in terms of my career, and how especially my younger days, how he shaped up. I think a lot of credit goes to him for being the person I am today, the kind of thinking, thought process that I do. A lot of credit goes to him, Vijay, because had it not been him, I don't think so I would have persisted with cricket, because as a teenager, I had drifted off the track, and it was him who got me back on track. And I'm really grateful to him for having guiding all the time and mentoring me all the time, Vijay. I mean, and KIOC is actually such a wonderful place that you have a lot of facility. You just don't feel like, okay, you're deprived of a lot of things. You just go out there and you feel like, okay, top class cricketer and top facility. As a top cricketer, you just get the best of the facilities there, and that is something which I must appreciate about Sir and KIOC, Vijay.
Good. So for people who are just joining in, we are talking to Vanitha. We are not able to see me because of some video issues. Don't worry about it. Just listen to what Vanitha has to say here today. I also want to spend some time on your entrepreneurial venture, which you launched with your brother, Orgo Bliss. Do you want to spend a couple of minutes talking why, what, how?
When it all again started from my dad, Vijay. Like, he got into organic farming 2006 or 7, I think 2007, and then that's when I had this awareness about organic and the kind of food that we consume. So me and my brother, we decided that, okay, let's come up with something different concept. So that is how Orgo Bliss happened for us. We just fell in place, and right now I'm not that actively part of it. My brother takes care of it. So, but that was the whole idea when we started. When we started, it was only me and my brother. So we had this idea of, like, okay, like, let's set this going. Let's create some awareness about organic food, which helps us massively as an athlete. I've seen the difference of actually consuming organic food. So I thought, okay, I thought I should help people, with the awareness factor of what organic food can do to your body. Right. So that's when we decided that, okay, we'll launch with this Orgo Bliss product.
Great. One question I think I saw one of the viewers had asked some time back was, what is your kind of nutrition? How important is nutrition in a cricketer's life?
Vijay, you know it, I know it. Nutrition plays everything. For me, it is 80% of nutrition, because there are times where when I've felt I didn't feel like training, have actually been so strict with my diet, and I've developed 6 packs. I'm not kidding. So that's how nutrition has played a part in my life, and I've seen a lot of difference, especially my energy system, my sleep, my skin, my texture. A lot of it contributes and attributes to nutrition, and I'm sure that many of people follow nutrition, but it again, it actually plays a major factor in terms of everything. And as an athlete, it fuels us, Vijay. You know it, best, how nutrition can actually play a part. And I am on a proper nutrition plan right from 2014.
Okay.
First, it was Anand Ate actually who helped me massively in terms of actually monitoring my food. I mean, he's helped me big time. Back then, we didn't know who was a nutritionist also. 2014. So it was Major Anand, it just gave me a lot of insight about what are the foods I'm supposed to have. I got off gluten. I'm off lactose. Most of the time I'm off lactose. Once in a while I have paneer, but otherwise I'm off lactose as well. But I'm strictly no gluten for me, Vijay, and also no processed food. So that is like no white rice, no maida, and none of these stuff I use. So it's very simple. I'm off sugar, I'm off gluten, and I'm off lactose. So these are the things, and no fried items for me, Vijay. So these are the things I follow. It's actually pretty easy, but it is also very difficult because it is your mind end of the day that allows you whether you want to diet or not. But even if you go off track also, always I would suggest that keep a journal so that you can track and you can come back. That's what I did in my initial days. When to keep a check, I used to maintain a journal. I write it down what I eat throughout the day, throughout the week, and go back, figure out, okay, if I could actually have a cheat meal or a cheat day. If I've had a very very neat week, I sometimes end up having a cheat day. Otherwise, it's always been cheat meal, Vijay. So I would suggest people to actually follow a journal because that is the best way how you can go about. And that's how I got into a habit, because I feel writing it down and putting it on a paper gives you a very clear picture of how you need to go about, rather than just going randomly, that you want to follow some diet.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. I think Akshata has mentioned that it is only easy for a person like Vanitha. So I totally agree with that. Uh, but I also hope, really hope that Fast&Up also played some role to you in the last few years that we have been associated
Definitely,
with.
Vijay. Even before we actually got on board, I remember, it was very sweet of Fast&Up. Fast&Up would send across some stuff. It was very useful. That's how I actually got into electrolytes. Otherwise, it was always, plain water. We were never really aware of electrolytes back then. So electrolytes, we used to always consume this Gatorade and other, carbohydrate, Carbolite. I think that was the only thing which was available in the market in India back then.
Right.
And thanks to Fasten Up, Carbolite, we realized that it had a lot of sugar content in it. And switching to Fasten Up, definitely was much more easier, because as an athlete you don't have really time to sit and make your drink, sit and prepare, because and Fasten Up was really easy, like, put those tablets and the reload especially. We enjoyed reload is something which I enjoy, and now I'm enjoying the BCAA, the blueberry flavor, which is fabulous. I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Making a note of all these things that you like as we speak. So let us. I think let's talk. I mean, do a little bit of rapid fire, the last concluding session, and then maybe take a question before we are off today, Vanitha. So it's good that you're not seeing me. So it comes from the ball comes from the dark, and you have to hit it out of the park, right?
I see one question coming from our doctor, BCCI doctor, who says, how do you decide which supplements are safe? All I do is I message him, I ask him, okay, sir, doc, if I can go ahead, and if he says green light, I consume, otherwise it's a big no. So I think you got your answer, doctor, now.
I think it's a fair answer to Dr. Abhijit. Thanks for joining in, Dr. Abhijit. So let's go on to the rapid fire. So, Vanitha, what's your favorite batting shot?
Lofted. Anywhere, I don't mind. But actually, one shot which I enjoyed throughout my childhood is slog sweep. But over a period, I had to stop playing slog sweep. But lofted, I would say now, Vijay.
So, did people ever increase the boundary size, length of the boundary because Vanitha is batting?
No, they've always said that we need to. But when I play along with men's cricket, it's actually the men's boundary size, right? But still, I was able to clear that. We used to compete. Boys used to just bowl bouncers, and it was very difficult to handle them, Vijay, because it was rubbing onto their ego. They used to come and bowl on a red only. It was so difficult, So I played in a normal ground, like men's size ground, but I was able to easily clear. So not a problem with that.
No, I didn't really compare this your game to a men's cricket. So please don't understand whoever is listening. My question was only to the extent of whatever cricket you were playing. So sorry if I have
No, I'm
offended you.
no, I'm telling you because I've grown up a lot playing with men's, so I
Right,
have to
right,
tell you the fact.
right. No, thank you. So the next question is: if you need 50 runs in an over, in 50 runs in quick overs, like in the last 5 overs or so, who would you want to back with?
International or
Both. Both.
both? Right now in the Indian team, we have finishers. Harman is any day batting. I mean, batting with her is fun, Vijay, because she just gets going. And would love to finish game with Harman because I've batted quite a lot my international with Harman, and the kind of mindset we've had partnerships, and it's nice. We don't stop each other. We be like, okay, you go on, you carry on. So it is something nice, and I would prefer batting with her in the end stage of the
Great.
game.
Great. Test or the test format that you have in women's cricket, one dayers or T20?
I would love to play test, but I don't know why people have always said that I'm more of a T20 player. I don't know why I enjoy batting in days game. I've played quite a lot of days game. Honestly speaking, I enjoy batting in days game because you can just go on and on and on. There's no pressure of you, keeping up to run rate or anything. You just have to just bat there, and I think that is brilliant. I would love playing test match, Vijay, if you ask me.
I think since you started hitting the ball out, people probably perceive you to be more
Yeah,
of a
exactly.
hard hitter.
There are times where they've just given me T20 player. I said, no, I'm not. I enjoy batting longer format because it is all the more easier to actually hit because the field is not spread like how it is in a T20 game.
Yeah.
And it's easier to actually go out there and play those big shots in days game than in T20 format.
That's obviously one of the reasons why a player like Virendra Sehwag is one of the best players ever to have played Test
Exactly.
cricket. Right? He changed
Even
the
David
way.
Warner for that matter.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's somebody who also comments T20, you play very well, but I have to say that Vanitha also has equal adeptness at playing the longer version of the game. So the last movie series you have watched, Vanitha, do you binge watch by any chance? Or do you watch movies?
A lot, Vijay. I don't know. Last when I started the lockdown, Money Heist is something which I watched till 3 o'clock, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, which I've never done. Money Heist is something, and now last week I started Dark series.
Okay.
It's quite interesting. It's quite, you have to really focus. You have to really concentrate and watch it because even if you just miss out for a minute, you're not able to track to the story. So that is nice. I prefer, my genre is more of thriller and mystery, Vijay. I prefer watching a lot of those things.
Good to hear that. Who is your favorite player from any other sport apart from cricket?
It has to be Roger Federer, Vijay. I admire. Is my role model, and Serena Williams.
Awesome. And I think you also have a connection with tennis.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is a tennis player, and he also has an academy in tennis. So I think I'm closely associated with tennis and tennis players around my family.
Awesome. Who is the toughest bowler you have ever faced?
International, it is Shrubsole. Vijay, she's troubled me quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Anybody from India? Or is that a secret?
It has to be Poonam Yadav. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Poonam Yadav is, I think she just literally irritates batters on the pitch. So it has to be Poonam Yadav.
Have you ever faced up to a man's cricketer who is bowling to you at a 130 or 140?
Yeah, we had a Shami Bhai once, we were actually preparing for World Cup. He said, okay, I'll just come and just release the ball. I said, okay, maybe I was expecting somewhere around 120. But Shami Bhai was, he got carried away, saying that, okay, these girls seem to be appearing very confident. So he bowled couple, zoop, he bowled. And we were like, okay, thank God. I was like, thank God is bowling on fourth and fifth stump. And the ball was just hitting and it just kept traveling. Shushma couldn't gather also. It just went over her. So I was like, okay, thank God we just keep it there only. So I had to go to the other end and say, okay, calm down, boss. We have a World Cup coming up. I know you're quite enthusiastic to bowling to us, but I think you need to
Right.
calm down a bit.
That's great. Describe Vanitha in one word.
Um, Funny. That's what most of them call me. So funny. But on a serious note, I would call myself fighter, Vijay.
Yeah.
That's what I always do for myself.
I was actually thinking the same in a different word, maybe a resilient, a
Yeah, I would say resilient as well. Vijay. Very true.
Right. Right. So thanks, Vanitha. I won't hold you for long. I mean, have had a lot of viewers sitting and watching this,
Okay.
which is great. I think you're blacked out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, one second, one second. Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine. But we'll just conclude it just in time. So I would just thank everyone. Thank you for joining us. Been wonderful. Sorry for all the troubles, the technical troubles. We had a fabulous conversation, Vanitha. I would just request you that we would end this after your final thoughts, final words. And when you end it, please save the video so that you can send it to Fast&Up so that we can actually put it on YouTube for people who want to listen. So don't forget to actually save the video and send it to us. Yeah, thank you so much, Vanitha. Your last words, and then we would like to say bye-bye to everyone. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Thanks for having me. It was wonderful, conversation. I enjoyed a lot, and I hope people who watched also enjoyed. Thank you, and see you all soon. Thanks, Vijay.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Vanitha. Bye-bye.
Yeah.